Welcome to the 2025 Minnesota Twins rebuild on MLB 25. This is CP3 EP. And yes, for you guys that are used to the CP3 EP channel, this is a brand new channel completely dedicated to nothing but Major League Baseball, specifically MLB The Show. So I know you haven't subscribed because we have no subscribers. It's a brand new channel. So please hit that subscribe button and that noti bell if you're here and you want more Twins info. Videos coming out as soon as tomorrow, and other videos that I think you guys will love. Just would love to have you on that subscriber list. Let's get started, and let me tell you one of the reasons why I picked the Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins are in one of the worst spots you can be in Major League Baseball. As the saying goes, it's good to be great and it's good to be bad. The worst thing you can be is somewhere in the middle, because that usually means that you have older, good players and that you do not have a young team, or you don't have a young farm system that can help you. Here's my hot take on why I picked the Minnesota Twins and my outlook for this season. One of these years, the Twins pray everything is going to line up. Carlos Correa will play a full season. Byron Buxton will play a full season. Royce Lewis will play a full season. Heck, if even two of the three would be plenty to turn a disappointing 2024 into a prosperous 2025 season. Minnesota's too deep in talent to be middle of the road team. Part of it is the injuries that seemingly always limit its three most gifted everyday players in Buxton, Correa, and Lewis. Part of it is a generation of prospects hitting the big leagues well. The Twins have depth in platoon options and in pitching staff, making this the sort of team that would benefit more than most from potential stars playing like it. So far, fingers crossed, would not. All three are set to play opening day. And in the AL Central, without a clear favorite, that makes Minnesota, at the very least, a team worth watching. Let's get started, guys. Let's take a look at maybe the best of the group, Byron Buxton. I've always loved Byron Buxton. He's been one of my favorite players, even though the Minnesota Twins are not necessarily my favorite team. He has always been one of my favorites. And I have kind of a crazy story. But once upon a time, on my Twitter, when Byron Buxton was a young, up-and-coming, elite talent in Major League Baseball, when he was in the minors, and I was putting out some major stuff before you got all these updates just sent to your phone automatically. I was on point on my Twitter page at updating MLB stuff. The breaking news. I put it on there, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was that or what, but at that time I had 3 times the amount of followers I have now. And Byron Buxton followed me. That's part of the reason I will always love Byron Buxton. But let me give you the real reason to love Byron Buxton. Yes, he is 31, but he is an 87 overall, and he's still got a potential. And if you look at his control, his power, not so much versus lefties, his control, his durability is still an 80, which is kind of crazy. But his fielding, his arm, his accuracy, his reaction, and his speed. But check out the last, let's go back a few seasons with him. 355 at bats. He was hurt. 304, 340, 235, 130, 271. He wasn't benched. He was hurt. 90 at bats. The last time he had 462 at bats, at least, was in 2017. He hit 16 bombs, had 51 RBIs, had 29 steals, and hit 253. But look at the years before that, 298. And his rookie year, I think he didn't play very much. And I don't even know if this counted as his rookie year since he only had 129 at bats. But look at his career. If he has one season with 500, 600 at bats, the guy is going to be a monster. Half man, half monster. He is going to dominate and win the MVP of this league as a 31-year-old stud, 5-tool player. Look at that contract for his skill set. A 5-tool player, and the Twins are only paying him $14 million through 2028. So it's hard to think about trading him. But do we trade him if we cannot keep him healthy? If we cannot win games with our pitching staff and the rest of the guys we have on our roster? The question is valid. Let's take a look at Carlos Correa, the almost New York Met, the almost San Francisco Giant. Somehow he ended up in Minnesota. A guy can flat out hit. He's got great vision, great discipline, power against lefties. Even his durability is an 83. He's a decent fielder. He's got a strong arm. His accuracy's on point and decent reaction. He's not a speedster. But look at last year. He only played in 86 games with 319 at-bats. Still hit 14 bombs, 54 RBIs, and hit 310. But if we can get him back to the 22, 26 home run Carlos Correa that we have learned to love, and he can still play shortstop at that elite level, he is going to be a stud for us. Look at that contract. That is astronomical compared to Byron Buxton. So do we unload him and get prospects? Or what I like to do, if I'm trading someone like Carlos Correa, I don't want 3C overall prospects. I would rather have 1A or maybe 2B potential prospects. Maybe 1B overall prospect if he's one of the top prospects. Some of it's going to depend on how he does this year and if he's a fit for a team at the trade deadline. We'll have to wait and see. As you guys know, Carlos Correa, from his days as an Astro, he is a stud. And our third star is Royce Lewis, who plays third for Minnesota. He's an 85 overall. He's only 25 years old. He's a kid, guys. He's got A potential, and he's already 85 overall. Look at that power versus righties. Most of what you see in this league are righties. The guy has 92 power versus righties. Great contact. Great clutch. I think I said control, but clutch. And decent durability. But again, he's struggled with injuries himself. He's an 80 fielder with not the strongest arm, but great reaction for a third baseman. Look at his years as a Minnesota Twin. Now, if I've said Minnesota Viking, I apologize, but it's still football season in my brain. But baseball season is here, guys. 292 at bats last year. He only played 82 games. He still hit 16 bombs. Let's see what Royce Lewis can do with 600 ABs. I think he is on the doorsteps of stardom. Look at that contract. 1.6 million this year, and then 3 years he'll be arbitration eligible. He's got some quirks already. But just think, these guys have missed so much time in just the last few years, but all three of them have missed time. Buxton's missed time is just absolutely unbelievable. This has to be the year that he stays healthy all year long. If these three guys stay healthy, this is going to be a contending team. Let's take a look at their rotation. It is led by maybe our fourth stud, and that's Pablo Lopez, an 84 overall pitcher who still has great stuff. Look at those numbers last year. He was 15-10. He had 198 strikeouts in 85 innings. And yes, his ERA did balloon a little bit to 4.08. But he had a 1.19 whip, which tells me that he was fairly unlucky last year as opposed to not being good. I'm sure he was behind in a lot of games, or 1-1, 2-2, 1-0 without those bats in the lineup. And so the pressure was on. and backup guys were playing for Minnesota last year. That's just the truth of the matter. But he still managed 15 wins, 198 strikeouts, and a 1.19 whip. He's only making $18 million to be our stud starter. Joe Ryan, 83 overall. Look at his numbers last year. 3.60 ERA and a strikeout per innings pitched. He's on the last year of a $3 million deal, and then he's got 2 years of arbitration. But he's B potential, so the guy could get better. He's still only 28. Bailey Ober, the giant, right? 6'9". Look what he did last year. 191 Ks and 178 innings. 12 wins and a 1.00 whip. For him to have a 3.98 ERA is criminal. He did not have the support behind him. If you have a 1.00 whip, and look at his previous years, his whip, that's what he does. He limits hits, he limits walks. He can be a stud pitcher for us. But not only does he have to stay healthy, but the offense has to stay healthy to get him runs. He's 29. He's an 81 overall, but he has B potential. Can he go up? I think he can. David Besta. Yeah, a lot of you guys may not have heard about him. The guy can throw gas. He's got tremendous break on his pitches. Last year, he had 77 Ks in 64 innings and only 13 games started. He did have a 4.90 ERA, but a 1.32 whip. That's phenomenal. The kid was 23 last year. The 6'6" hurler is 77 overall with B potential. Is he going to get better? Absolutely he is. Look at that contract. 800K, renewable contract, renewable. Then he hits arbitration for 3 years. We have him locked up. Chris Paddock. A lot of you guys know him. He's down to a 73 overall. But can he be serviceable for us this year? He was somewhat serviceable for Minnesota last year. He had the highest whip and the highest ERA of all our starters. But remember, he's our 5th starter. If we get into the playoffs, we're going with a 4-man rotation. But can he help us get through the season and help win the division? That's the question. He's in the final year of his contract, which is fine with us because he's probably got nowhere to go but down, especially after this season. But for this season, he could be pretty good. Simeon Woods Richardson. Maybe the longest last name in all of baseball. The poor guy has his last name wrapped in a huge circle around his back. But who cares? The guy's young. He's 24. He's B potential. And he still pitched well last year for them. 1.29 whip. If he can build on that, continue to get better, the kid is going to be solid for us. And look at that. For about the next 6 seasons, we have him under contract. I love it. Not even going to talk about Castellano. He's a Rule 5 draft guy, it looks like. And I hope he never pitches, to be honest with you. I know he has to stay up or go back to his old team, but I don't know why they would pick him up, because MLB The Show says he's terrible. Let's just go through this quickly. Columbia, is that right? I don't watch a lot of Twins baseball, but this guy is a stud in the out of the bullpen. We definitely will use him this year. Cole Sands, 27-year-old, had a great season last year, had a great season the year before. Brock Stewart, 33 years old, had a terrible season last year, but a great season the year before. We hope we have the 2023 Brock Stewart. Then Johan Duran. I think he'll be our closer, as he was the Twins closer last year. The guy has gotten a little bit worse every year, but he only had 2 blown saves last year, 23 saves, and 7 holds. He struck out 66 and had a 1.16 whip. The guy is a stud. Justin Topa. The guy has skills. He's got a nasty sinker, a nasty cutter, a nice slider. Look at that break and velocity, 99 and 99. We're not even asking him to close for us or really to set up. If he can help get us to Johan Duran or Griffin Jax, that's the question. Who should be the closer? Look at Jax last year. 95 Ks and 71 innings, a 2.03 ERA, 10 saves. He did have 6 blown saves, but 24 holds. And remember, he played on a team that didn't have their 3 best players in the lineup most of the time. That's going to lose you games. That's going to hurt all over. Let's look at our starting lineup. Willie Castro. The dude just performs. He's pretty solid across the board. He hit 12 homers last year for the Twins, 60 RBIs, 14 steals, and a 247 batting average. But his position flexibility is one of the things I love about him. He's only 27, and he's a B potential. So can he get better? Yes. Will he, with a healthy Byron Buxton and a healthy Carlos Correa and just a healthy lineup all the way around? I say yes. He was a 2024 All-Star. Jose Miranda, he's not a long-term answer for us at this point. There's Correa, there's Royce Lewis, there's Matt Wallner, There's Byron Buxton. I guess I should look at Wallner. He's 27 years old. He's an 80 overall with B potential. The kid can flat out hit right-handed pitching. And what are most pitchers in Major League Baseball? They're right-handed pitchers. So the dude should crush hitting. Look at that clutch, too. Looks like he only played in 75 games. Well, we're going to play him a full season, most likely. And he costs nothing. Byron Buxton will probably start off for us this season. I don't like him at the 6th spot. I'd prefer him at the leadoff spot. So for me, you put Miranda down. You put Castro as your number 2. Royce Lewis as your 4. Wallner as your 5. Probably leave Miranda as your 6. Ryan Jeffers is our starting catcher. Take a look, 27 years old. He's not the best defensive catcher, guys. But he can hit the baseball. In only 412 at-bats, he had 21 bombs. I mean, he was probably hitting 4-hole for them last year, or 3-hole. I don't know. But even him, he didn't play a full season. He still hit over 20 bombs. Look how inexpensive he is. Trevor Larnach may or may not be part of our future. He is a 71 overall, but his ceiling is a C potential. But he's going to get a shot this year. Edward Julian is down to a 65 at one time. He was really well thought of, but has dropped significantly in this year's game. He struggled last year. He didn't hit 200. I don't know if he can do much better as a 65 overall. He is young, but his peak potential is C potential. So the verdict is out on whether he's going to be a part of our future or not. Christian Vasquez is our backup catcher. We've got Harrison Bader on the bench. He'll play a lot. Sean Kiersey Jr. will be a rookie, and he'll most likely play for us. He's a 27-year-old rookie. Emmanuel Rodriguez will be sent down to AAA. We'll talk about him more in just a minute, but he shouldn't be on the Major League roster yet. We have him under contract for a lot of years. Let me show you the top prospects in baseball. Roki Sasaki. Yes, technically he is a rookie, but he's not really a rookie. The guy was a stud in Japan. He comes over to the Dodgers fully ready to take over in the rotation for the LA Dodgers. And will spend no time in the minors, I can tell you that. But number 2, Roman Anthony of the Red Sox. He is a stud. But look at number 3, Walker Jenkins, right fielder. Estimated MLB arrival is next year, 2026. Look at the guy right now. He doesn't look great because he's a 61 overall. But look at that potential. A potential. The guy is going to play in the minors this year. He's going to most likely play in Double A. But we're going to keep a close eye on him to see how he does. If he begins to just absolutely shred Double A pitching, he very well could get a call up to Triple A this year. Third best prospect in all of baseball is ours, guys. And then check this out. We were just looking at Emmanuel Rodriguez, the 14th best prospect in all of baseball. The 22-year-old Dominican is a 67 overall with B potential and high B potential, if I remember right. As I said, they have him on the major league roster as a bench warmer. No way. That dude is going to AAA, and we expect him to hit right away. So after I finish with this, I'll most likely send him down so he can get as many ABs as possible. You don't see many Twins after that. But what I love is we have 2 in the top 15, 2 in the top 14 if you want to be technical about it. That is amazing. And that's one of the reasons I love Minnesota. Whether we trade for more prospects or we try to win it with this threesome of guys that we have, either way, we have Emmanuel Rodriguez that will be getting better, we think, in AAA. And Walker Jenkins, the man amongst boys. He's still a year away, but when he arrives, I think he's going to be a monster. Is he going to have the same impact as Churio did last year? Or Jackson Merrill? I think he will. He may be better. I mean, he's got that much talent, and we've got him on our team, guys. Let's look at our budget. So we have $160 million in player salaries and staff. I believe we're right at 160. So as opposed to the lowest in all of baseball, the Miami Marlins, who have a $75 million budget, we are in better shape, but we don't have a budget like the Red Sox, like the Yankees, like the Mets, like the Dodgers, like the Angels, like the Giants. There's many other teams I could name, but we still have a solid group of players that could be great this year. But if they're not, we can always look to unload for prospects. Man, I'm excited about this Twins dynasty. And I've always kind of loved the Minnesota Twins, but never had a chance to do a dynasty with them. This will be my first Twins dynasty. I sure hope that you guys will follow me this year. I'll hopefully have the first game up as soon as later today, because as I'm filming this, it is the 16th, past midnight, so it's technically the 16th. Hopefully I can get this up tonight. A reminder, this is a brand new channel, so please subscribe, as you may be the first subscriber on this channel. But I wanted to move all my baseball over to this channel so that it wouldn't interfere with my main channel, and that it would have its dedicated channel. Whereas if you guys didn't love football, you could just subscribe to this channel. But I hope you subscribe to both. That is my hope. We start off opening day versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Pablo Lopez is our starter. I'll look forward to your feedback on this, but I believe that this year I am going to be a hands-off player in this dynasty or rebuild, if you will. Meaning that most likely I will not play games with the players. I am going to try to just watch our guys play, as opposed to me making them better or worse with my hitting. I want to build a team into contention, and we have a team that could be in contention already. Health is going to be a major issue this year for the Twins. I'm sure glad that you guys are here with me now. You could be anywhere in the world, and you're here with me. Thank you for making that choice. Know that you guys are made for a purpose. And I look forward to episode 2 of this Minnesota Twins franchise or rebuild. Thank you guys for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys for the first gameplay. It's coming soon. Take care.